So if all has gone well, I should be live right now. If someone can let me know in the chat that you can hear and see me, hopefully it's all set up nicely. We're a few minutes early. Excellent, brilliant. Hello. Hello, Tim. Hello, Mark. Excellent. We're a few minutes early, so we're just going to hang around here for a few minutes. How is everybody? How are you all doing? Excellent. Good to hear, Mark. Good to hear. I'm really looking forward to talking about Notion today. It's going to be awesome fun. I haven't done one of these on my own before, so it's going to be a nice bit of fun. If anyone has any questions, feel free to use, there's a little ask a question just down here somewhere. At least it's on my screen anyway, that you can click and ask any questions. You also have the opportunity, if you're interested, to come up on screen with me, and there'll be an opportunity for some live coaching and stuff as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So where are we all from? Boston, very nice. John, brilliant. Excellent. Kaza from the UK as well. Nice to see someone from the UK here. It's nice. It's nice to see someone from the UK as well. Whereabouts in the UK are you based, Kaza? Cambridge, West Sussex. Nice. Excellent. And John's here too. Hi, John. Nice to see you here live with us. So one more minute, and then we're gonna get on with it. So, John, did you want to come on as well? I know I have one person who wants to come online with me, but John, would you like to join live as well in a little bit? Cool, no worries. So it's now 7 o'clock, so let's get started. So hi, for those who haven't met me before, my name is Jonathan and I run Business in Notion. I help online business owners get organized and make life just that little bit easier. I'm a Notion consultant and utter nerd, basically. And as I said before, I'm from the UK. If you're feeling overwhelmed, just in general, then I help set up simple, scalable solutions for getting things done or having more fun. And so a little bit about, why I'm here. Well, I design Notion systems all the time, whether it's crafting a dashboard for things like Course Junkies, for people who love online courses like me, or designing simple systems for small businesses. I coach and design a system that gets out of their way, and that's what I love to do. So before we continue with all of the things, I just wanted to do a few little housekeeping things. There is a chat over that way, if I'm pointing in the right direction. There's a chat over there. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves, say hi, and anything you have. If you have any questions that you want to address to me, please use the Ask a Question button down here. That Ask a Question button, if you click that button, it'll open up and you can write your question. And it means that not only can I see your question, it'll notify me, but also in the replay, you'll be able to jump back to your question. So it's a really, really nice and helpful thing. So if at any point you have any questions, please don't hesitate to use the Ask a Question button down there. This recording is also going to be replay. You'll have a replay straight afterwards. It'll be at this exact same link, which makes things really easy. I will also be sharing the link afterwards as well. Cool. So Today, the idea behind today is to just talk a little bit about Notion. It's a place where you can kind of get a little bit of a top-down understanding of how Notion works, why I use it, how I've used it, and learning all about it, as well as how to get started. We have quite a few people here who have just started Notion, so this is perfect. I'll be sharing how I got started. I'll also be sharing how you can get started as well. There will also be an opportunity for you to get coaching from me directly. So if you have any questions, you can ask them in the little ask a question box below, and I'll answer them. And you can also come on the video with a screen share and show me your system, and I'll be able to help you get set up from scratch. Cool. So to start off with, why Notion? Well, this is a question that I've been trying to answer since I first started using it. It's a minimalistic dashboard that you can create, where you can have templates and dashboards that don't distract you from what you need. It's also not expensive either. You don't have to spend very much to get an awful lot out of it. And what's even more important, it's customizable, and you can keep customizing it and tweaking it to what you need. And it's fast and it's friction free, which is really important. It's designed to get out of your way. And that's how I prefer to build systems. I prefer to build systems that keep out of your way and aren't just messy and in your face. So when you first start accessing Notion, I am sure that many of you have watched. Has anyone watched any videos? What are your favorite videos in terms of using Notion? I'd love to hear what videos you've watched in the past, how long you've been using Notion, and as well as what you have built or haven't built and what's stopping you. I'd love to hear why you're using Notion, what it is about it that's good for you, why you're not using Notion if you're not currently using Notion. Tell me why. And I'd love to hear about that. So when it comes to building your first kind of Notion system, you want to kind of start with asking a couple of questions. Don't just go straight in and throw as much. I've been using it for about a month for my day job into support. I got distracted there. Start by thinking about why you want to build a system. Kaz has just said, I've been using it for about 1 month for my day job in support and my 6 websites. Fantastic. Wow. And how have you, hopefully you've found it useful and helpful. Have a quick drink there. Excellent. And so the use cases for Notion is kind of vast. And what I really love doing is exploring how many options you can have. One person's dashboard will be another person's nightmare. And that's what I find really cool about Notion and why I love it. Tim said, switched over from Evernote after archiving things there for years, but never spending any time organizing stuff there. I am an Evernote retiree. I used to use Evernote as well, but it was never organized. It was very disorganized. It was exactly the same way. Yeah. It was tough. It was tough at first. So yeah, I completely understand the problem with moving over. So when it comes to getting started, start by asking yourself a couple of questions. What will your system do? Why do you need the system? No worries, Trish. This will be recorded afterwards. It will be recorded afterwards, Trish, so not to worry if you can't stay. Come back. If you have any questions, feel free to ask the question anyway, and I'll answer it so you can look at it back at the end. Not a problem. So ask yourself what problem you want your system to solve, and what are the pain points? What are the pain points for your system? So for example, a little example here, because talking is, there we go. I'm going to share my screen. For example, if you were designing like a weekly dashboard, these are the kind of questions you would ask and the answers you may want to get. So what will this system do? It will help me track projects I'm currently working on. Why do you need the system? To help keep me organized and see what I'm doing on a weekly basis. You can tell I wrote this really quickly. What are your pain points? So for me, my information was scattered between apps and tools, and I had unfinished projects that I was planning to do, and I will eventually get to them, but never did. And finally, what problems does it need to solve? Now, these problems can be personal to you, or they can be just a universal problem. But think about what it means to you. Don't just go generalistic. Think about what it would help and what problems it needed to solve. So for me, building and designing a weekly dashboard was to help reduce the busy work and not looking between multiple apps and tools and notebooks and pads and everything. It was designed to be easy tracking. I wanted to just get there. I wanted to be able to look in it, find it, and get what I needed straight away without having to go through layers and layers and layers and layers of data, which can be really easy to do in Notion. It also needed to be fast and easy to use, as well as minimalistic. I have a complicated life as it is, as we all, especially at the moment. I want to keep it simple, keep it really, really simple, so that if I'm feeling overwhelmed and stressed and anxious about all the things I've got to do, I can jump up to this weekly dashboard and see a top-down view of everything. Just going to come back here and check the comments. I'm here for minimalistic. Yeah. Oh, yes. Me too. So those are the questions I asked myself when I first started. And here it is now. My weekly dashboard, I'm going to share it with you now, is here. So this is my weekly dashboard for this week. Right at the top, which is a database. This is a database. And right at the top, I have the beginning of the week, my number one focus, and what calls or meetings I have this week. So this one here is a relational database. We will touch on this a little bit later on in one of the hot seats. I know one of you needed some help with that, so I'm going to jump in and help you with that. And then underneath this, I have my weekly focus. Now for me, this is where I look first. This is exactly where I look. So if I'm feeling anxious and worried, I wake up in the morning and it's been a bad night, I'm like, I need to know what I'm doing. I come in here and I look at my weekly focus. These are the things I need to get done. If I don't get them done, oh dear. If I can get these done, these are my priorities. Because otherwise I end up with lists and lists and lists and lists and lists and lists and lists that go on forever. I need to be doing fewer things for more effect of doing more things with side effects, which is a book called The One Thing by Gary Keller. It's a brilliant book. But at the same time, I hear you say, yes, well, I have lots of things to do within these lots of things. So that's where this week comes in. And this is my weekly dashboard. This is the week at a glance. I see what things are happening at a glance on whatever day. At the beginning of the week, I can come in here on the no day and just dump everything. This is a task. And then a new one, another one, etc., etc. And then I can just click and drag and drop where I want it to be. And this helps me not only, one, plan what I need to do, but two, see when I've got too much to do on one day. Has anyone had that experience where you're trying to do just too many things at once and you end up getting absolutely nothing done? Because that for me was a big problem. I was trying to do everything. Yeah, Trish as well. Yeah, you jump all over the place. You're just like, ah. I also have 2 children as well. So I'm doing my work as well as trying to help my wife and kids. And juggling everything is so frustrating and stressful when you can't do it all. And so it's really helpful for me to see my week at a glance to go, oh, wow, I have an awful lot of things going on today. This is way too much. I need to move it around. And then that gives me it gives me the ability to be flexible when I need to be flexible. So for example, if I can't do a sales page today, I can see when else I can do it, and then I can move it. And then I can see what I'm doing. And it's a really nice and easy way to move around fast. So that's the main thing I do with my weekly dashboard. How do people feel about that one? Do you like it? Yeah. What do you think? Oh, we have some questions. How do you, thank you, good. So how do you add the next week and the week after that? So John asks, how do you add the next week and the week after that? So to do that, I come out here and I've actually got what I call my GSD dashboard, my Get Shit Done dashboard. And so what I do when I want to create a new week, I come in here and I open it up full and I set the week. Now I'm going to go for next week. So the 6th. And my number one focus, and then I come in here, we have the 6th, April 6th to April 12th, 2020. And I fill in my number one focus. And then inside of my Google Calendar, I come in here and add all the calls I have this week. Then when I'm done, I click this beautiful magical template button, which makes my life so much quicker. And that sets up my entire weekly focus. So I always start afresh. And the reason why I start afresh every single week is so that I don't end up getting overwhelmed. Because sometimes when I have too many things being thrown at me at once, I become very overwhelmed. And so by having a blank slate every week, I can start from scratch. Now, an alternative to this is inside of the actual template itself. Just undo. You come in here to this little template here, which I've created. You can set up tasks you do every single week and preset them. For example, I always have a study session where I assign a course that I want to work on. So I can come in here and I can set it up as a study session. Set the type, like so. And say I want to do two study sessions this week. Every week I want to do 2 study sessions. I can have this applied and ready to go inside of my template for every week. So this also covers one of the big problems with Notion and project and task management right now, and that's repeatable tasks. Repeatable tasks? Recurring tasks. And inside of here, you can set up your recurring tasks and assign them to whatever day you wish to set them. And then once you come out and you create a new one, you can then, if I just come in here, open this up, it will then appear, and straight away I have my study sessions pre-made and ready to go. I hope that that answers your question, John. That's how I add each week after next. So Kaza asks, where would we find the template? I am launching this template very soon. It will be a paid template attached to a wide selection of other templates, which will be kind of my productivity dashboard system. Because at the moment it's all interconnected with some other databases. But yes, it will be launching in the next couple of weeks. And if you're interested, there's a green button here, a keep in touch button, and I will send it to you as soon as it's ready to use. So that's just one of the dashboards that I set up. Is there any more questions about the weekly dashboard? Date as top choice. Could you explain? Oh, I can go in here and show you. So I have day as the top choice. Are you talking inside of the week? Just to clarify for me. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's just switch back to that. So inside of here, we have the week beginning here as the top choice. Make sure I'm getting the right one. Yeah. And then I have my number one focus, which is just a text. This is so that I can keep focus. I need to launch XYZ. And then underneath here, I have a relational database, which links to my call tracker. And inside my call tracker, I have calls that I am doing this week. For example, this is one of the calls I was doing this week. So it's all written in here. And then I can assign the calls or add new ones as I need to. In terms of inside here, what I've got here, I have a day, which I assign so that it goes into the order. And then I have a type. Now this type is actually linked to another relational database, which is the tags database that I have, in which I have all of my tags listed here to make my life a little easier. I hope that answers your question, Tim. Let me know if it doesn't. Almost. Yes, so there are two relational databases that I have currently on this minimalistic setup that I have attached. So outside on the weekly dashboard, I have it linking into the calls. Then within kind of the week at a glance database, I have a type relational database which links to my tags. And yeah, that's how that works. So the idea behind me keeping it very limited, there are so many options here that you can add. And at one point I had them all. But I've stripped it back, especially with the time we're going through right now, to just what I needed. So you can, of course, add any other properties you want. Sometimes you can add in a relational database here. I have a month database here. So if you want to be able to track things over a month, you can do so here, and you can assign the month, which is March. Rename that to month. And then I can see that within the month database. But I don't have that for now. Yeah, excellent. Good, good. Any other questions on that one? No? On that one? Okay, well, Tim, this might be a nice time for you to come up with us, with us, there's only me, with me, and I'd love to help you get set up. So I'm going to bring you up now if you're ready. Okay. And now with the magic of Crowdcast, hopefully we can see you. Tim, excellent. Hopefully I can hear you as well. Just talk to me.
Yes, can you hear me through my microphone here?
Yes, I can. Fantastic. Good. So what seems to be the problem?
All right, so can you see that page?
So what you have to do, there is a little laptop icon with a share screen. You should be able to share your screen, I hope.
I don't see a laptop icon.
So if you hover on
share, yeah, here we go, share.
Go.
Okay, and so now, so I've got the the URL at the top and an embed code, but let's see. How do
So
I
you could just share your screen here, so then I can see your screen and everyone can see it as well.
Oh, I see. On top. There we go. I got it. There it is. Okay. Firefox will not allow. Oh,
Allow it to share. It's basically trying to stop you from sharing your screen.
right. So let's see. Oh, yeah. That's what yeah. Okay, hold on.
No worries.
There we go. Okay. So this is, I have a page called Sandbox where I just try stuff out. So I'm calling this weekly.
There we go. Yep.
Can you see that?
I
So
can
this
indeed.
So where'd it go? Now it disappeared. Yeah, so my, oh, here it is, a week. All right, so here it is. No, I want to open this as a page, right?
So
Oh,
to
here.
do that, there is
this is what I'm opening, yeah. Okay, so here's the date for the week that starts, right?
Yep.
And then here I have tags and property. And what I was trying to do here was create the relation there.
Okay.
I click on relation, or go down there and click on relation, and I select my database, which is called AOI, and it does this so far really good.
Yep.
And I click create a relation, and it doesn't do anything.
So now you have to, if you click on where it says empty,
Yeah.
you now have to pull in the information you want.
Okay. So let's see. So I want, I guess, a due date. What do I want here? So, I mean, this is now where I'm thinking I should think of the database first and then think about creating the weekly, because I don't have any deadlines that are going to be for next week, but I have a bunch of far out on the horizon deadlines that I'm working towards. Mm-hmm. And like the main, I mean, I could pitch, I could pick something here to just do it, because I am working on, let's see. So here, I'll pick this ebook that I'm working on.
Yeah.
So then, is that right? Is that a page or a project or what?
So that's been pulled into here. So if you click off of that now, and just into the blank space. So now
there,
if you want to access that property, you can click on it, and then click on the Riley ebook, as in the text itself. Right. And then it will open it up for you, and you can go further.
Okay. Right. And in order not to duplicate, let's see here. So in the tags, I've set up my own tags, so I think I should click to my own tags here. But this is another thing I can't figure out where to find my tags database. Tags, TR, there it is. Instead of just any generic tags, they're setting up new tags. So I'll set up that, and again, see, it didn't do it. Oh yeah, now I need to click on here and figure out which tags to, I got you. This is the step that didn't make sense. So that tag, and what else?
And can you have those?
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, design, marketing. Yeah, I'm going to add a few tags here. These are all the tags that belong to this project here.
Yeah.
Actually belong to ebook. Yeah, but that actually didn't make sense to me until I did it, which was doing the relation and then going in here and choosing actually the particular relationship.
Yeah.
So that makes a little more sense to me now.
Ability to sync between the two as well.
Right. Okay. Are these? What I want to do is, I think in my master database, these tags are already related to this. Would they show me that in this window? In other words, if I click on this, I should think it'll show me, yes, see, it already has these TR tags here. All right.
I don't think that's automatically done. I think you have that. I think you might have already done that yourself. I don't think that's automatically done. You can make it so it automatically pulls it in, but I think you've actually done that manually.
Okay.
What do you want me to show?
And then if I wanted to set the rest of the things I would set up in this weekly template, I would fill it all out the way I like it here, and then I'd click create a template, and then I
So
could do that every week for my weekly focus.
you would do it the other way around. So you click, if you click create a template, and then you would just call it whatever you want it to be.
Okay.
And then you would fill this out.
And if I want this to be something different, if I want this to be TR tags, can I do that?
If you edit one, you will be editing it for all of them, not just one. So what you want to do with this is you want to kind of have one tag for everything. So in terms of like your properties, you want to sync with everything. So here, I would avoid having multiple tag databases. Because then you're going to have a similar problem to having, you know, everything spread on across different apps. What you can do is you can have categories in your tags database, and that way you can filter by categories of tags instead. And that might be an easier way.
So let me show you my tags database and see if we can tweak. So here it is right underneath there. These are the two things I've been building out, right? So these are all the tags I have so far. And this is what I'd like to use as my default database for all the different projects and categories that I'm working on.
Okay.
So that's why I called it, I think somewhere else I called it TR tags, but that's what these are, right? So whenever I'm in my database, see what I choose, a TR tag, that's what comes up here. And that's how I want to identify. These are all the different projects I have. Here's how the tags I want to, these are like hashtags. And then I have the different pages that they serve as like the home page for this ebook, the due date, the main contact, whether there's an URL. Canvas is the content management system we use at my school. So I'm developing these courses. Right, so I'm beginning to flesh this all out, but the TR tags are the main tags I want to use, and it's confusing to me that I can create new tags with every single column here, right? Like these are different. These are just different ID tags, and I go in here and I click that, and it lets me choose a whole new raft of tags. Sort of like I'm not decided whether I want two sets of tags or not. I sort of don't think so. I think maybe the ID should be the larger category and these should be the more granular tags. That's my original thought, but I'm still sorting that out. Does that sound like a good way of thinking of setting it up?
So in terms of having tags, the simpler the better. Be careful not to add too many tag types, because then you'll just end up getting as overwhelmed as you were before you started working on this. So my suggestion to you is to keep it simple. If you want to have an ID, you could create, in terms of your TR tags, you could create another relational database which could link to an ID tag, but it's still within your TR tags database, if that makes sense.
Yes. Okay, so the TR tags database is omnivorous, omniscient, completely whole, from wide to narrow.
Yeah, that's how I would suggest to do it, is to have it from wide to narrow and be able to put everything you need in there. And to help keep that in order, if you go back into your TR tags database.
Can you see that?
Yeah. I would suggest having something called a category. If you click, open one of these for me.
Like this.
And then inside of here, add a property.
Okay.
And type category.
Okay.
And then change this to a drop down. So instead of having that, change the text property into a select. or multi-select
Okay.
if you think they'll go multiple places, and then have this as your type of a category of tags, for example, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so can I do that for, let's say, Emerson, which is my school?
Yep.
And then how would I create subsets inside that Emerson tag?
So you wouldn't. So the idea is you'd have kind of like the top-down tag, the
Yeah.
category of tags. So you would have
Yeah.
Emerson, and then the sublayer of tags would be actually the tags themselves, the tags, as in the
Okay.
tr tag database entry, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, it's starting to make sense. So I'm going to make this personal instead,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll go into Emerson College and I'll make this category. See, now that's a pre-existing tag. I don't understand why it's not going and grabbing a pre-existing tag.
That's a different type of. So is that a tag that you have?
In TR tags.
Yeah. So what you're doing there is just setting a category. So I would be tempted to
Okay.
remove this category.
Yeah.
This tag. Sorry, there. Remove this tag, and then have the Emerson as your category for other tags, the subtags.
Okay.
Inside. I wouldn't have an Emerson College tag because you wouldn't need it as such. You would go a layer down.
Okay.
Or alternatively, you could have important or general. I for myself, I have my business, my home as like a general category. So if I can't catch anything, I just call it general as a category.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It's going to require some rethinking. So the other question I had while we're here is I have this set up as like my HQ, right?
Yep.
And I have these are fairly common links that I use pretty much every day when I'm going in to decide where I want to work inside my college teacher resources.
Yeah.
And I was wondering how I might get this to link down from here. Like this would be both a heading and a drop down. Could I change this to a drop down list, a toggle list?
Yeah. So you can have that as a
right
toggle
into it.
and then drop everything inside. Yes.
But I'd like to just get just the links, not the. So maybe I could do that, like that. Yeah, that works good. There we go. All right. Well, that was much easier than I thought. So this, I could actually make this a link too, right? If I deciding which of these categories I wanted to go to first in this book, I could have this be dropped down too.
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. This is going to clean this page up a lot. Yeah. Good. Okay, right. Very good. I think that'll get me going for a while.
Excellent.
Maybe go to someone else and I'll come back if I have more.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. And there we go. Cool. Do we have any more questions? Anything anyone would like to see? I'd be very happy to share. Can I have a drink? Okay, so Kaza55 asks, what are formulas for? Formulas are incredibly powerful. What I use formulas for primarily is filtering and to collect a lot of information together so I can see it on a simple place. So let me share an example of how I personally use it. So if we go in here, actually inside of here there's a perfect example from this week. Let me come back here. So you can see here I've got little ticks and crosses here. This is actually a formula. This is a really simple formula. And this is my quick glance. So this gives me the ability to see from the front what it is I need. So I've got a quick glance thing here where basically if done is ticked, which I tick once I'm finished inside, I commonly work inside of these tasks. And then when I'm done, I tick done. And then when I'm back up here, I can see these little ticks and crosses of things that I've done. That is one very simple example of how formulas are used, or how I use formulas personally. Another more advanced way is within my Course Junkies dashboard. But this one is a bit of a bigger one. So I will do my best to explain. So inside of here, it's probably one of my most complicated databases. I use formulas for finding out when a month has started, for making things easier to digest. I use it to set kind of quick glance statuses. So things like this, I use this for filtering. All of these properties down here help me filter in like another view. So I also have a progress bar, which is very easily accessible. I will share a link in the email after this is finished to an amazing formula resource. And then I have things for auto archiving. So I kind of use it for one or two main things. Thing number one is to create things that make it very easy to see things. I want to make it as easy to see as possible. Yes, a progress bar. I will share that, Kaza, with you. It's not mine. It's not my personal progress bar. It's an amazing resource. Marie Poulin has done an office hours with, I think his name is William. I can't remember his last name now, and I don't want to butcher it. There's an amazing office hours relating to that. Nutt. Thank you, Mark. William Nutt. I wasn't sure whether it was Nutt or something else, and I did not want to get it wrong. So thank you very much, Mark. Yeah, so William Nutt, and there's a Formulas 101 and Formulas 102, I think it is. And they are amazing to get you started with formulas. 202, thank you. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, it's Formulas 101 and Formula 202. And they are amazing. I will share that in the resources email that I sent out as well. But for me, personally, what I use them for is filtering. So if and then statements, if statements do this, then that, then this happens. I kind of do it for an almost automation purpose. Automation, it's not really automation, but it makes it easier for me to filter things down inside of dashboards and see things at a very quick glance. Hope that answered your question. Trish asked, I built a database, but don't understand how to use views. If I click create, does it just do it that I can switch between them depending what is most useful? Okay. So if we come in here again, I will share again. So in terms of creating different views, you come in here, you click this button, add a view, and then you would choose what view you want. For example, if you don't like your spreadsheets, which I'm not really a fan of spreadsheets, you can create a gallery view, and you just click this, name it, always name your views, always name your views, click create, and then you create a different view. Now, this is when you have the ability to create different filters and views. So inside of the properties tab, you can change what it looks like. So if you just want to be able to see nothing and just the text and the information itself, then you can. And then on here, you can add a filter. For example, if you only want to see stuff that is within the past week or is within the past week, then you can click that to filter like that. So for example, on my default view, which is so commonly beautifully labeled, I have a filter set up which says week beginning is within the past week. And that way I only see the information that is this week, because I do this once a week. The reason why you would want to use different views in terms of it's to show different information at different times. So for example, say I have this view here, which is my default view where I just see what's happening this week. In here, maybe I want to see the past month. So the past month, and this, there you go. This will show me all of the things that I've created in the past month, all these weekly dashboards. Now I have recently removed a ton of my weekly dashboard because it was really overcomplicated. So that's why there's only three weeks here. But yeah, and then you can add as well, you can have different views. So for example, in your properties, if you wanted to have a view where it was what your #1 focus was for this week, you can add that there. And that's kind of how you create different views. Did that answer your question, Trish? Oh, sorry. I realized I should have made that full screen. There. Excellent, excellent. Cool. Any more questions? Anything anyone would like to see? If not, I am happy to share more things that I'm working on. Cool. So if anyone does have any questions, please use the ask a question box here, button thing, me Bob there in the corner. Otherwise, I'll just I'm happy to share a few more templates and what I've been doing. Oh, there's 2. That's quick. Link for different plans. If I want to split things into different areas, do I have to pay? So Kazza asks, at the top left, I see a drop-down link for different plans. If I want to split things into different areas, do I have to pay multiple times? If you want to use different workspaces, yes. But it is unlikely you ever need to use different workspaces. I run 2 businesses from within one workspace. So the chances of you needing to split it into different areas, into different workspaces is very unlikely. So how I manage it, I hope that answers your question, Kazza. That answers your question, Kazza. If you have, why do you want to split things into different areas? Cool. Okay, well, I was thinking that I would get things mixed up on the same page. You don't necessarily have to have things on the same page. What I like to use is, let me just share again. Sure, I should just keep it shared, shouldn't I, really? It's not letting me share that now. That's good. There we go. Share. Okay, and I'll make sure that is full focus screen as well. So, for example, I have a cooking site and an art site. Okay, so how I would do that is I would use this. This is my little resources section. I hold all of my databases and main information inside of this resources section, now I'm using an adapted version of the Power Method by Tiago Forte, but I've adapted it for me, and it's probably not I've adapted what works for me, which is what you should do with everything. So I have my two businesses. I have one which is Business in Notion, and then I teach on the side as well. And so inside of here, I host my master databases. So I have my projects that I'm working on, my services, a call tracker, the clients, a CRM that I'm working on, case studies and testimonials, and other random writings that I kind of add in when I need to. And then on the other side, I have kind of my guitar teaching, which is where I hold all my student repertoire, all of my students, and also all the lessons are tracked within that area. And then I have a third area, which is my home area, where I kind of have like important information, names and contacts, family, rooms, and this is a place where I can do that. So I have, in this resources area, I have different like boxes, but it is all contained within one place. And by using this resources area, I minimize Mr. Clumsy Fingers deleting a really important database, which I have done far too many times that I'd like to admit. And so by having it all in here, then when I want to call something in to an area, for example, if we just go back into normal view, if we just go into here, I have one of my students and their lessons this week. So I would open this up and I pull in the lessons database. Now to do that, I use / create linked database. And then inside here, I type lessons. And then I click there. And then I bring in the entire database of all of my students. Then I create a view because help, where I go down to gallery, create, and then I filter here, add a filter, student, which is a relational database, and then the name of my student. Yeah. And then it can show me, I can have different views. I have this view, or if I want to in properties, I can go from page content to none, and it's nice and short and simple and light, and it's no longer frustrating or stressful. And so that's how I kind of use and kind of filter into different areas of my business. I hope that makes sense. Kaza, if you have any more questions or you'd like to brainstorm with me on it, if you want to come on stage, we're not on stage. If you want to come on and brainstorm it with me, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, hopefully that made sense. No worries at all. No worries at all. You're welcome to do it. You can just share your screen if you'd prefer, or we can just leave it there. If you have any other questions, please ask, and I'm happy to answer them. Let's come back to this resources area. Oh, that disappeared for a second, didn't it? While we're here on my resources page, is there anything anyone else would like to see? If I can share it, I will. If I can't, then I won't. Is there anything else, any of these databases or pages that you'd like to see how they work? Tim, yes, that's where I keep all of my databases and pages. The key areas of everything I do stays in this resources area, and then I pull it in. Could you click into a few of those? Yeah, sure. Which ones would you like to see? Anything in particular? How many databases do you have? I don't know. I'm sorry to say I don't know. I've lost count. Oh dear. I have lost count. So here is kind of my projects database, which has gone through a huge gutting in the last a couple of months with everything going on. So this is my projects database, which I don't ever access from here. This is just a page which has been turned into a database itself. So if I go page here, creating a page, and then I can select a full width database, and then I pull them in. So that's how I create the full page databases, just in case. And yeah, just add that in there. It's nice. And then you have, let's have a look. What else can I show? It's the services database, which kind of has a gallery view of all the services and all the things I offer, which I attach to when I'm creating a pitch. That's what I do with that. Let's just see if there's any requests. A new project or database you had to identify. Carol. Oh, thank you, Carol. When you add a new project or contact, do you add to a database or to a date, or where? Can they enter the database from anywhere? So when I add a new project, so for me, projects are me, what I'm doing, or stuff that I am doing for other people. I do it from inside of there. And then inside, I have a project outline and scope and vision and lots of lovely little details there. That's where my project planning comes in here, but they are often tied to clients. So this is a relational database to all of my clients. In terms of my students, that is then linked into my daily dashboard or weekly dashboard, so I know what days things are happening. So they kind of have a place on their own, but they also can be interlinked to different areas depending on where I want them. Does that make sense, Tim? Yes, yeah, so it's two-way functional. Yeah, you can, Tim just said, can we think of interlinking as a two-way function? Yes. Whenever you link a database, whenever you create a relational tag or property, it links together with another one. And so you'll see it on both sides, if that's what you want. Can you just demonstrate that very quickly? Certainly. So let's say, have I got month? Ah, let's attach my month. So I'm going to say that this project is due. I need to figure out the reason why I'm doing this, because it's always important to know why you're doing it before you add the property. I need to track what projects I've got on a month-to-month basis. So I come in here, relation, select a database, and I go month. I click on that one, add it in, and this project needs to be finished this month. I click there, and in it goes. So then I want to see, okay, well, what other projects do I have to do, and what other things what other things am I thinking about this month? So I come in here, click on here. I'm going to open this as a full page, and inside of here, I've got this new property that's appeared related to, and now I'm going to rename this related to month, like so. And that way now, no, not month, sorry, project. Because it's the project, not the month. And then as I come out here, if I have other projects that I'm working on later on, there's a project here, and I'm going to be calling it, this is a new project. It's a very important project. Create a new page, this is a new project. And then inside of here, this creates a project in my project database. So it can work both ways. And it also has my month done for me. And this is the same thing with this database here, which is related meetings. This links to my call tracker, which then inside of my call tracker, it links to, see if I can open this without showing anything. This links to, let's go inside of here. This links to my week and related projects that I'm working on. If I have a meeting related to a project, I can assign it. If I don't, I leave it empty. And that's kind of how relational properties work, or how I use them anyway. You probably look at it a bit. Yes, I do. I can't stand. I love boards. I don't find them boring. Oh dear, sorry. Yeah, I love boards. I look at boards more than I look at anything else, because I find like databases annoying. personally, but it's just a personal preference and everyone likes what they like. But for me, I like seeing things very visual. I am a very visual learner and a visual person in general and love seeing things visually. But everything, at any point, you can turn things between the different types of databases. You can create a new view, which means if you need to see everything at a glance, you can just by switching to by creating a new view and switching which view it is. And that for me is why I love it, because I can see things if I need to see everything and I want to see a spreadsheet, then I can switch it to see a spreadsheet, but otherwise I don't. And this can also be done, and this is normally done, and this is why I have everything here at on a resources page, and then pull it in via a related dashboard. Excuse me, a related database. And this one here is a related. Okay. This weekly dashboard is related and can be opened as a new page, a full page like so. My today, you can see here, this is also a linked database as well. And that's kind of how I set it up for me. Linking within the same, this is very useful when linking tasks together. You can link a database to itself. Yes, you can. Let me show you. I will demonstrate that quickly. So I have just come up with a very good idea. So let's say I am on tomorrow, on the 31st, which is going to mean if you look very closely down here, it's going to disappear. And I haven't finished the work that I was doing yesterday, and I need to do that. So I can come down here and write a little note to myself. And I can actually link here to daily. And then filter by the actual day itself. So date is, well, it'll actually be yesterday when it's actually the way I want it to look. It will be yesterday. And of course, we're going to create a gallery. And so every time you create a new entry, you have to set up the filters again, because that's how it works. I don't know why. I can't wait for it to be able to do it and edit the original one straight away. But yeah, date is exact date. So in fact, I can assign it the exact date. And then that means tomorrow I can come in here and see what I was doing yesterday and be able to check that. That's how I would interlink things together personally. But another way you can do it is on the property level. But there's a bit of a risk with doing it at the property level, is you'll have massive databases. So I used to track tasks on a day-to-day level and had a master task database, which then I filtered into my properties. And I had a task list like stupidly long, and it ended up being more overwhelming than it should have been. So whenever I kind of interlink stuff, I kind of have them here inside, but that's just a personal preference. Yes. Okay, well, thank you very much, Tim, for coming along. Okay, John, you too, take care. Oh, wow, we've gone over the hour. I'm going to answer these couple of questions. And yeah, we will. Is there a Notion for Dummies kind of resource, i.e. for an absolute newbie? There is. Hang on. So is there a Notion for Dummies kind of resource, i.e. for an absolute newbie? Yes, there's a couple of resources that you can access. There is, excuse me, you have Notion Made Simple, which I will also share, another resource I'll share. Notion Made Simple, which is a course done by Keep Productive, which is pretty good, and it kind of shares you through actual practical examples. Also, I am going to be doing a program where I give you all of these templates and teach you how to use them and basically make it so you can do that. So I will have a program that is launching in the next couple of weeks. Also, Marie Poulin has Notion Mastery. If you've seen any of her stuff before, which is she hosts the Notion Office Hours. If you've seen any of her stuff, she also has a Notion Mastery course, which gives you an awful lot of a lot of databases. And yeah, they are more on the advanced side, more complex side, but they are absolutely brilliant at the same time, and they can give you absolutely everything you ever wanted. But yes, so that's there are tons of resources. In terms of getting started, I would suggest personally that you do either, well, my training that I'm offering soon, because why wouldn't I say my training? But also another fantastic resource is Notion Made Simple, which is by Keep Productive, and I will include that in the email alongside all of the other links from today. So I've had an absolute blast. We are now 5 minutes. If there's not any more questions, then we will finish there. If you have any more questions, please ask. It has been awesome. You're very welcome. You are very welcome. It has been amazing. Thank you, Carol, for joining me. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, all of you who have come live. It's been an absolute joy. Doctor, I'm going to say Dr. DR, will there be more? I am planning to do a few more, yes, as well as a lot of iLaunch templates that are paid resources, but these templates also come with a live, so exactly like this, but teaching you how to be a little bit more focused. If you're looking for more free resources, I'm going to be doing some more live streams in the future. So there's a button here, which is a keep in touch button. Boop. A keep in touch button that you can click, sign up, you'll be added to my mailing list, and I will send you emails related to when I next launch another free live stream, this has been so much fun. So I am planning to do some more. So yeah, thank you, Trish. Thank you very much. And if you don't have any more questions, I'm going to say ta-ra for now. I've never said ta-ra. Ta-ra is where we're going today. All right, take care, everybody, and I will speak to you very, very soon. The recording will be live in like a few minutes after this is finished. Take care, all of you. Bye-bye.